From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, Glenorchy residents have been left shaken after a teen was found unresponsive on the side of the Bridgewater Highway early this morning. Despite attempts to revive him, the 19-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. Police now launching a formal investigation into what happened.
A grim discovery by police patrolling Montrose Bay at 4 this morning.
They've pulled over, checked the person, commenced CPR. Unfortunately, the person was deceased at the scene.
That person, a 19-year-old man, still formally unidentified. Authorities scouring the area surrounding the southbound lane of the Bridgewater Highway near Montrose Bay High School. His death deemed suspicious.
The young person's been out pretty much most of the night with his friends. He's then returned home and about 3 o'clock this morning he's left home to go for a walk, and then he was found here.
An investigation into how he died has been launched, but there aren't any suspects at this stage. Police say an autopsy report indicates he may have been hit by a vehicle.
Well, he's got significant injuries to his head.
Nearby residents across the Bridgewater Highway on Riverway Road told 7 Tasmania News they didn't hear anything suspicious in the early hours of this morning and that it's usually a safe place to live. Yet police are still calling on anyone who might have information to hand it to them.
There's been quite a few road deaths lately, so this adds to that. So it is very traumatic for the community.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Housing and grassroots sport have been the focal points of the election campaign in Tasmania as the major parties jostle to win the marginal seat of Lyons. Labor pledging to fund social and affordable properties in the Bridgewater area, while Launceston City Football Club is promised a cash splash by the Liberals.
The battle for Tasmania's most marginal seat showing no signs of slowing over the Easter long weekend. Housing front of mind for advocates, urging both sides to step up on a development in Bridgewater.
This is a preferred project from Housing Australia, and it would be extremely disappointing from our perspective for it not to go ahead.
Without these sort of projects, we're going to run out of work.
Labor's promising to get it done if re-elected under its $10 billion Housing Australia Future Fund, unlocking 56 social and affordable dwellings on this empty lot as part of the party's housing target for the state.
This is a commitment to build these 1,200 homes in the first 5 years, and we've already seen some of them contracted and started to be developed.
The Liberal candidate for Lyons is looking to score political points in community sport.
The Dutton-led coalition government will commit $1.69 million for Stage 2 of the Launceston City Footy Club master plan.
Helping the local teams kick goals into the future.
It's a game changer for us. It gives us the ability to be able to look after all our juniors and all our seniors.
But the coalition's yet to get on the scoreboard with a housing target of its own for the Apple Isle.
I'm not aware of any housing targets from the opposition here in Tasmania or indeed around the country.
Probably more than zero, which is what Labor actually have done in the last 3 years. So any number other than zero.
Despite not stating a target, the opposition's standing its ground on its housing policies.
One is around a tax deduction for the first 5 years of putting into for a housing loan. The second one is actually opening up supply, and the third one is allowing people to actually access their super for a deposit.
With campaigning recently passing half-time, the contest is set to heat up further in the lead up to voting day. Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
Police are investigating a ram raid at a construction business in Bridgewater overnight. CCTV shared on Facebook capturing the moment a driver of a ute with a passenger ploughed through the gates of a storage yard owned by Statewide Earthworks. The director of the business has told 7 Tasmania News the incident occurred around midnight. After breaching the gate, at least 2 suspects in balaclavas broke into storage crates. The business has since fixed the damage and doesn't believe anything valuable was stolen. Police are urging anyone with information to come forward. Tasmanian tourism leaders say it's high time visa rules for overseas workers that prevent them from taking jobs in regional areas were wound back. They're calling on the 2 major parties to fix what they say is an outdated postcode loophole, which is holding back businesses from finding staff.
In Coles Bay, for example, a working holiday maker can apply for their second and third year visa. However, the same worker just down the road, really, in Swansea cannot.
It's such a small change that could make such a big difference to Tasmania, and we want to see that done.
Both Labor and the Coalition today saying they are committed to looking into the issue if elected. A rapidly growing surf lifesaving club is in line for a major funding boost if Labor wins the federal election. Close to $1 million could be splashed at the Clifton Beach facilities, helping boost patrols along the often notorious stretch.
It's a popular beach with a swell that packs a punch.
It gets quite nasty and could even test out the most experienced surfer or swimmer.
When danger strikes, the Clifton Beach Surf Lifesaving Club is there.
Our services of patrolling and having an emergency response team 24 hours a day is very important.
With more than 400 members, they have the numbers to maintain regular patrols, but the club's ageing facilities are struggling to keep up with the growing demand.
At the moment, we're at capacity when we get our, for example, our full nippers and groups with parents.
That's where Labor's coming in, pledging a rescue of its own, promising $980,000 if re-elected.
To make sure that they continue the important work that they do of keeping an eye on our swimmers on the beaches.
The commitment will help fund sweeping upgrades.
It allows us to develop our internal areas to run out our life-saving programs.
It's not just about patrolling the beach, it's not just about surf life-saving here at Clifton, it's also about community use and community support.
Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Car lovers from around the state and interstate have rolled into Hobart for an exhibition of classic Holdens. The Holden All-State Tour landing in the Apple Isle for just the third time in the event's decades-long history, celebrating the car maker's much-loved and EJ models from the 60s.
The was a very iconic model, and everybody seems to refer to it. I mean, everybody walks around here today, says, oh, I know someone who had one of those. You know, I grew up in one of those.
The 6-day event featuring 70 cars will be at the Baskerville Raceway tomorrow before wrapping up on Monday. Well, it might only be round 2, but North Launceston is sending a clear message: catch us if you can. The Bombers opening up a widening Premier Division gap, proving they're the ones to chase down this season.
The heavyweight blowout sending a stark warning. North Launceston's here to dominate, handing their closest rivals Launceston an 80-point belting.
And a convincing win in the end to the Northern Bombers.
Brad Cox-Goodyear leading with a 6-goal onslaught, sealed with this right foot banger.
Taps it to himself, right foot's there, Brad Cox-Goodyear! Oh, it's a miracle! Oh my goodness!
Fresh off their 137-point loss to the Bombers last week, Longford are on the board, downing Scottsdale 86-20. No such luck for the Tigers women. Despite a strong defensive effort, Scottsdale soared away with a 76-point win. Delorain's unbeaten start continues, the Roos keeping the Dogs quiet, 28-7.
Nicole Poke gets it, and Delorain extend their lead.
In the SFL, Clarence handed North Hobart their first loss, a 5-goal masterclass from Joshua Green, helping the Roos stay in front.
Over to Green, his running mate, open goal beckons, Green finishes.
Holding off the D's by 22 points, and despite just a single goal in the second quarter from Glenorchy's Bryce Alomes, Lauderdale sit comfortably on top, downing the Pies by 51. Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. I hope you're enjoying the Easter long weekend. Around the grounds, it was 20 in Hobart today, 23 the high in Launceston, Devonport 19 and 18 in Burnie. 22 in Friendly Beaches and at St Helens, 21 in Bushy Park, Flinders Island and Grove both 20, 19 on King Island, Lowhead and at Lyweenie, Smithton and Strawn both 18. Extensive mid to high level cloud wrapped around a low pressure system off the west coast today. Now, despite threatening showers, the highest rainfall was minimal, with only 4 millimetres at Mount Bob, Mount Reid and also Howard Plains. A broad area of cloud is seen moving over the Kimberley and western parts of the top end. Tomorrow, a deepening low will move over parts of the Cape York Peninsula as another low moves towards Warrnambool. Variable winds in the west tomorrow, increasing up to 20 knots, southwesterly swells at around 2 metres. A tricky day if you're planning an outdoor Easter egg hunt tomorrow, but good news for easing showers in the south. 21 the top in Hobart and Ouse, Richmond 22. Showers likely to ease also in Launceston 22. Showery across Devonport 21 and much the same in Deloraine, 19's the maximum. Showers easing once again in Burnie 19. Plenty of rain though in Strawn 21, Curry 21 also. A couple of showers in St Helens and Swansea, 22, and they're on the increase in Whitemark with 23 degrees. To the Easter Monday forecast now, possible showers developing in the southeast and parts of the west. Tuesday fine in the north, although possible showers elsewhere. And on Wednesday, a cloudy day across the state, with the exception of Whitemark, with a fine and sunny day expected there. Here's how Easter Sunday is shaping up across the country tomorrow. 27 and late showers in Canberra, fine and sunny in Sydney and also Brisbane, 29. A few showers across Melbourne, 24, and a partly cloudy day in Perth. It's currently raining in Hobart, 14 degrees, drizzly across Launceston with 17 and cloudy in Devonport with 16. Enjoy a rest tomorrow, Murph, and I hope the Easter Bunny finds you well.
Well, Kai, you know I can't keep this magnificent figure eating chocolate, so you can have mine. That's all our news for now. Thanks for joining us. Happy Easter and have a nice Sunday tomorrow. Good night.